Welcome back, televiewers. It is the program Matters on High Television, and you can equally follow us live on YouTube and on Facebook at High TV Cameroon. And take note that with the number at the base of the screen, as we get into the deliberations proper, you'll be able to drop your contributions, make remarks, and alongside our resource persons will react to the remarks you leave. But time for us now to take a look at what the newspapers are saying. And we're going to open the newspaper review today with one of the most authoritative Anglophone newspapers in Cameroon, which of course we have the Post newspaper, and a lot of the newspapers today are focusing on the November session of Parliament that has gone underway at both the National Assembly and Senate. And the Post newspaper on that says the National Assembly opening. Honorable Cavaye Yege Jibril appeals for respect of separation of powers. And that story tells us that Cameroon Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Cavaye Yege Jibril, has strongly condemned hate speech and fervently appealed for harmonious living together. And this call was made on November 11 in Yaoundé during the opening session of the third ordinary session of the National Assembly. And the November session of the 2023 legislative year is dedicated to the examination and adoption of the finance law for the year 2024. That is the 2024 financial year. And speaking about this, it says from the People's Rostrum, I would like to strongly condemn hate speech and fervently appeal for harmonious living together. He stated the words of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Right Honorable Cavaye Yege Jibril. And you pick up a copy of that newspaper on page 2, you'll see the details of that story, where the Post newspaper tells us that in the opening session of the 2023 November session of Parliament, the Speaker of the National Assembly appeals for respect of separation of powers. Still in the Post newspaper, the paper says medics raise alarm as 3 out of 10 newborns die of prematurity complications. And this story, of course, you find on page 6 of the Post newspaper, where it tells us that in what is an unprecedented happening in the littoral region and most probably in the entire country, Njombe Peja Council in Mungo Division again has a new mayor, or better still, that's another story which tells us, of course, about the Njombe Peja Council, which gets its third mayor in 4 years. As of course, the Njombe Peja Council has been rocked with some instability, which has seen mayors not being able to hold their grounds for a long period of time. And we have this story which tells us that in what is an unprecedented happening in the littoral region and most probably in the entire country, Njombe Peja Council in Mungo Division again has a new mayor in the person of Charlie Olivier Lobe. He is the third mayor that the municipality is getting within a period of just 4 of the 5-year mandate. It will be recalled that at the February 9, 2020 municipal elections, an illustrious son of Njombe Peja, Paul Eric Kinge, who was also a prominent political figure in Cameroon, swept his way to victory in the municipality with his new party, Mouvement Patriotique pour un Cameroun Nouveau, abbreviated MPCN, which in English is the Patriotic Movement for a New Cameroon. When you get a copy of that paper, you see the details of that story that tells us about the fact that within the 5-year mandate of the new executive at the Njombe Peja Council, they've now had 3 mayors in just 4 years. And of course, the paper continues in another story to tell us that Southwest SDF chairman condemns Egbeko Manfe mass killings. Honorable Fusi makes clarion call for immediate ceasefire and inclusive dialogue as the country continues to mourn the people who were brutally murdered out there in Egbeko in Manfe Manu Division of the Southwest region. This time around, it is the chairperson of the SDF in the Southwest region who has condemned these senseless killings. And the paper tells us about Honorable Fusi also seizing the opportunity to call on the powers that be to embark on an inclusive dialogue and equally declare a ceasefire that can make way for sustainable peace to return in the crisis hit northwest and southwest regions. Elsewhere, the Post newspaper says mammoth crowd bids farewell to late Honorable Awudu Mbaya. And that story in the pages of the Post newspaper says thousands of people resident in Yaoundé and beyond have bid farewell to the venerated late Honorable Dr. Tamfomi Yimfu Cyprian Awudumbaya. Honorable Awudumbaya, who died in the United States of America about 5 months ago at the age of